For problems like 11 through 22, where we're trying to figure out the trigonometric functions of certain angles, I really prefer to draw a circle, and so I can locate the angle measures, and if I just know the coordinates around the circle, then I'm good. So I've got my radical 3 over 2 1/2 here, and then we've got the radical 2 over 2 comma radical 2 over 2, and so on. So if you just know the unit circle in the first quadrant, if you know those values 0 1 1 0, then when you're finding cosine, you're just finding the x coordinate. So if you just memorize the first quadrant and you can locate the angle, then you're good. So here's how it goes. Cosine is 7 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6 is right there. Cosine is the x coordinate of that. That's over more than you go down, so negative radical 3 over 2. Tangent of 3 pi over 2 is the slope of the line that goes through those 2 points. And that does not exist. That's negative 1, so 0, negative 1. Negative 1 divided by 0 does not exist, so y over x is the tangent. So we get does not exist. Cosine of negative 135, so we come over right there. Cosine would be negative radical 2 over 2, x coordinate. Cosine of negative 5 pi over 3, negative 5 pi over 3, come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right there. And the cosine of that angle is, again, the x coordinate. Did I say y coordinate over there? X coordinate would be radical, would be 1/2. So the x coordinate right there is 1/2. Sine of 315. 315 is right there. The sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. Angle's right there in the middle. Sine of 11 pi over 6. Negative 1/2. Tangent of negative 45. That's negative 1. Tangent of 7 pi over 6. That's radical 3 over 3. Cosine of negative 11 pi over 6. You come around here and you end up right there. Cosine is going to be positive radical 3 over 2. Cosine of 3 pi over 2. That's the x coordinate at that point right there. That's 0. Sine of 540. So we have to go one time around to get 360. 360, and so we go one time around, then we go halfway around again. So the sine of that angle is the same as the sine of 180 degrees, and that's 0. And then tangent of 240, that's right there, 240 degrees. And that's the 4 pi over 3. So it's got a 3 in the denominator. Tangent's positive in that quadrant. So we get radical 3.